Hello, everybody, and welcome back to AI Series. And as you can see, we are in a different location. We actually took AI Series on the road, and we are coming live from Extreme Connect here in Paris. We showed a lot of Platform One, a lot of AI to a lot of our customers and our partners today. And there is a huge amount of energy and there's a huge amount of reception for that message, and everybody's excited about it. But there is a pretty big question that nobody can ignore and nobody should ignore, and that is the question of adoption. How are we going to adopt it? When are we going to adopt it? How does trust play into it? How do we govern what the AI can do? I am super scared around it. I am not scared around it. My boss is scared around it, or whatever variation of it you can think of. All of those are present here on the floor. But then we had a secret weapon to help answer all of those questions, and that is none other than my friend Eduardo Kassner from Microsoft. He is the Chief Data and AI Officer for the high-tech sector at Microsoft, and a dear friend of mine. And
Thank you, sir.
what should I say after co-implementer? No, that sounds too nice.
Yeah. Experimenter, implementer of AI.
Tinkerer.
There you go.
We are co-tinkerer when it comes to AI. But Eduardo, you were sitting up on the stage, and I think I have never seen an entire audience go that quiet and lean in together.
Oh, wow.
When you were talking about why they need to start today. And I thought that would be a really useful information for all of our listeners through the AI series as well.
I hope I didn't scare everybody. So
no, I think you actually excited them.
That's awesome.
They were just like, oh my God. So let's do the same thing here.
So it all starts by us not thinking of AI like one single thing. So I think that's a mistake that we're all doing. We're thinking of AI like it's everything or nothing. And then we're thinking of, robots are going to come and hurt me, or I'm just going to see a little automation. And it's really neither of those. It's more of and I want to introduce two frameworks, right? The first one is, how capable is AI at this point to a specific task? And what I'm saying here is divide your workers' roles into processes, divide those processes into tasks, and then ask the question, how capable is AI doing this specific task? And if AI is capable of doing that task, then the second question is, how autonomous? Does it need supervision? To what level? Does it need attestation? Does it need explanation? What does it need for me to leave it alone? You see, there's some things that we don't ask a question. When you turn on a valve and fluid goes through it, you don't ask a question. That's it. You have full trust that what you did is going to end up with the result that you were looking for. Same thing with AI. Yeah. You can say, you know what, I did this and it was fully simple, explainable, capable, whatever, so then I don't need to supervise it. There's going to be other things that you're going to say by law or by requirement or by compliance or by sovereignty or by whatever. I need to supervise it, I need to explain it, I need to attest it, I need to log it. Fantastic, you do that. And there's others that you say, this is just not capable enough. Now, how do you get to that point?
Right.
Well, it's experimentation. And the problem is that we are not used to experimenting. In the whole industry, we have made, all of us that have been here long enough, we've made our career on saying, I make a stable plan, I make a design, I make a test, I make a proof of concept, and then I do a phased launch, and then I do some more testing, and that takes what, 1 to 3 years? Mm-hmm. Okay, by the time you try that with AI, you're 7 generations past.
Right.
So it just clearly doesn't work. Mm. Now, you don't believe me? Super simple. Between GPT-4 and 4.0 was 1.5 years, but the newer version was 6 times cheaper, 12 times more capable.
Right.
So then the question is, wait, you really don't want the new version?
Yeah.
So you want to go that fast?
Yeah.
How? And the whole point is, don't start with everything.
Right.
Break it into specific tasks that you say, these are the ones that I can absolutely go do.
Right.
I feel confident, I can do all the compliance, I can do all the attestations, do everything I need to do. Mm-hmm. It's of high value.
Right.
AI is capable.
Mm-hmm.
Do an experiment,
right.
Launch. Mm-hmm. Go to the next one, go to the next one. What is this going to build? This is going to build 2 very important muscles for your organization to be super successful. The first one is, you're now going to become AI capable. Mm-hmm. You're now going to be able to understand which scenarios make sense for you, to what degree, understand the return on investment on them, and understand how you meet all your requirements, whether functionality all the way to compliance. And the second thing is you're going to innovate. You're going to innovate at the speed that you think is the correct one, but that doesn't completely lag behind everything that's happening in the market. And then all of a sudden you end up with you know what? I'm deploying very useful tools. I don't want to call it AI anymore. I want to call it intelligence. I'm deploying really good intelligence across my platform, my applications, my functionality, my services, my solutions. And I don't know a single key stakeholder who would say, no, I don't want that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Eduardo, the good thing, and I have a good news for everybody listening to this, that what Eduardo is saying, you all know how to do it, and you all actually already do it, just not with AI.
Exactly.
This is the example that we were talking about, that when you hire a new engineer, what do? Do you hand them the entire working of the company or your team? No, you don't. You say, like, here's a new engineer or a new salesperson or a new marketing person, whatever team it is. That person comes in and you hand them certain amounts of tasks that you believe are within their capability. Just like as you pointed out, you looked at their resume, you interviewed them, and it's like, okay, they're capable of doing this. I'm going to hand them that task. But you add some supervision to it. Early on, you're like, okay, sometimes you call it mentorship, but it's really supervisor, right? So you supervise what they're doing, and as they grow, both in terms of their capability and in terms of delivering that outcome that you ask them to deliver, then you trust them, you offload stuff on them, you allow them to do stuff more autonomously. That's one part.
But
go ahead.
But let me be very provocative in the following statement. A lot of people are coming and saying, we're doing this because we want to replace part, full, or whatever of the job function of a person. And I've seen, personally, less of those cases. What I've seen is, and I want to do an example with networking on purpose. In the past, you would have to go to every device, connect to get a status. All of a sudden, you got a remote dashboard. Well, you had to go to the point where you can trust it. Second, you got to the point where you were capable enough to administrate and that it became useful, right? Okay. Same capability here. You say, if I do a task, okay, and that task can be automated, dashboard, analyze, synthesize, add coherency to it, add forecasting to it, add trending to it, because it's not just about Gen AI. It could be AI, could be machine learning, could be algorithms, could be automation, could be just dashboarding, could just be manipulation of data. All that is intelligence. And so you say, okay, I add some of this. What did you just do? You just made that person more capable. And you just made that person more able. To the point of the example you were giving, you don't just hire somebody and let them go. You train them, you give them the right tools, you give them the right supervision, you give them the right skills and roles and processes, and then they're successful. You let them by themselves, you don't know if they're going to do good.
And Eduardo, I 100% agree with that. And here's the part, you and I both are pretty privileged to have large amounts of team. And throughout our careers, one thing that was taught to us by our mentors and our business school and everything was delegate. You scale by enabling other people in your team. And that was burned into our heads, that you can't scale if you're doing everything by yourself. And yes, you're delegating, you're handing some of your power to another person in this case, or in the case of AI, another entity, but that all comes together to really scale you. And I really think that the foundational message is still the same. You are getting these either AI agents or agentic models or whatever have you, they are there to help you scale. I think I at least feel that if that's the mindset with which we go in there, we will actually perhaps figure out a way on how it's a force multiplier rather than a replacement.
Let's give an example. You come to a network administrator. I was going to say a job in marketing, but you know what? Let's go straight to the heart of the matter.
All right.
You grab an administrator and you say, give me 3 alternate configuration schemes for this network on 3 different methods that I can use and show me which one enhanced performance. Nobody has that capability. Why? it takes too long.
It takes too long.
So they'll be like, I can give you one.
Yeah.
The one I think in my experience is the best. And they'll probably try it. And if it works, fantastic. But what if you say, what if an agent could build 15?
Yeah.
Or if 3 agents could build 50?
Yeah.
And then a supervisory agent analyze the 50 and say, these are the 3 best. This is how they compare. And this is how they rely on you.
Yeah.
And then they present that to you. And then with your experience, because here's where you're not only human in the loop, you're supervising and you're providing more capability. You say, you know what? Now I am so much more capable because now I have the ability to oversee 50 scenarios, see patterns and practices that before I didn't have the capability to understand. And now I can synthesize and say, I want out of these 3, this one.
Yeah.
You just became 100% more efficient.
100%. 100%. But, Eduardo, at the same time, you and I are privileged. And we are in that portion of our career where we feel pretty secure around it. And we're like, all right. And we can rationale or think through it or reason through it and stuff. But I also want to acknowledge that there is some fear out there, for people that, hey, maybe it will take my job. And while none of us can really answer that question, whether it will happen or not happen, but one thing that I absolutely believe is that even for you to feel secure in your job, the route goes through being AI capable and not AI resistant. Do you agree with me on that, Eduardo?
Well, first I'll go back to all of us who have been in the industry for, it doesn't matter, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. Yeah. We were the ones who have deployed and innovated 1, 2, 3, 5 times. Yeah. So what are you afraid of doing it another? Exactly. That's number one. Exactly. Like we just did it. Okay, we did it 5 years ago, and now we're more comfortable, maybe less hair.
Right.
Sure. But so?
Okay.
Not all of us?
For you.
Okay. All right. I was projecting there. I'm sorry. But second, the only way you get to feel more comfortable with anything is trying it out.
Right.
And doing something that is useful to you and meaningful. You try a little bit, you say, this is useful, this is meaningful, and then you say, okay, now I want to try more, not to this direction, not to that direction, and you direct the effort. The worst thing you can do in AI is sit back, for one reason. Everything else moves at a 3 to 5 to 10 year cycle. AI can move in months.
Right.
And so you saying, I'm going to sit it out, by the time you jump in, you're 7 to 15 generations late.
Yeah.
And so the point is, don't wait it out.
Yeah. Something that you said, and Eduardo said that in front of like 1,000 people in the room, and that was that pin drop silence moment that I was talking about earlier. You said that there are no fast followers in AI. I think you should talk about that, because that is such, first, a provocative statement, but at the same time, it is absolutely 1,000% correct. So say that again for our audience here.
There's only two, in my humble point of view, honestly, not any evidence, nothing. This is just from my experience of deploying hundreds of production-grade AI solutions in the past 5 years. You're not a fast follower. You're either a laggard and you're way behind, or you're experimenting.
Yeah.
And in other words, there's no leaders either. There's people that are experimenting and trying stuff out and saying this makes sense and that doesn't make sense. And some are going faster than others for many reasons. Some could have started with a clean slate. Some could have started with more budget. Some could have started with whatever, more time, resources, sure. But the point is, those who are experimenting, they're going at the pace that they can, want, and is useful to them.
Yeah.
The ones who are staying behind saying, I'll fast follow, I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. And I'm not trying to draw this on any scare tactics. I'm trying to say, how are you going to make sense out of this space for you if you're not willing to risk a little bit,
right?
But also make sure that little bit is a tangible, clear effort to give you benefit. Yeah. And everybody that is experimenting is going through the same cycles of saying, you know what, the technology is awesome here and not here, but now you have an opinion.
Yeah.
So again, I don't believe that there's any fast followers. There's experimenters who are going faster, slower, and there's laggards.
Yeah.
And it's very dangerous to be in the laggard situation for one reason. because it'll be harder and harder and harder and
To
harder
catch
and
up.
harder to catch up.
Absolutely. And this is one message that I really wanted you to deliver to everybody out there. And look, as Extreme Networks, as your partner, as your vendor of choice, or just industry leaders, or however you want to look at us, we are here to help you on that journey. Because as Eduardo said, either you are experimenting or you are behind, and we definitely don't want you to be behind. So, Extreme Platform One, we've been talking about it throughout this series. If you've seen the first few episodes of it, you know how much effort, thought, and technology we have put into the platform to help you feel comfortable, allow you to experiment, allow you to get real value today. You might not want to have Extreme Platform One run your entire network and the entirety of it, but there are portions of it, there are tasks out there, as Eduardo puts it, jobs to be done, as Carla puts it, that can be handed over to AI and handed over to AI with governance, with auditability, with the ability to be able to see what it is doing. And if you are jumping straight into this episode, then go back and watch the other episodes. That'll make a lot more sense what we are talking about here. Eduardo, it has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so
I want to
much.
thank you for being here, but most importantly, I want to thank you for being on this journey with us. Eduardo has been with us from day one when we started this journey, and that was like about 2.5 years ago. And I'm going to tell our audiences this story. Long story short, we met each other in a meeting, and the meeting wasn't really going that well. But at the end of it, this was the conclusion. We shook hands and we said, "Are we going to do this?" And Eduardo was like, "Yeah, we're going to do this." And that was it. And here we are. That was the genesis of Extreme Platform One. Eduardo, thank you so
Absolute
much for
pleasure.
your partnership. And we're not done yet.
No. Thank you for the partnership. Really, really happy to be here.
Absolutely. Lots more to come. Thank you. And we will continue this series.